Welcome to Your Vote, the St. Joseph News Press Now's coverage of the upcoming municipal election. I'm local government reporter Quinn Ritzdorf, and we are continuing our Q&A series with the mayoral candidates. This time we will be talking about community involvement and community pride. With us, John Josendale. John, thanks for doing this.
Good morning. Thank you.
First question, what do you believe is the role of mayor?
The role of mayor has multiple points to it. You're the leader of the council. You're the leader. You're the face out front of the city, and it's the mayor's job to bring the city together, work with the city manager and the other council members to promote the city, to work within the constraints of the charter that we have, and build a reputation for the city, for the council, for the people of the city, that again, they bring the pride, you bring out the positive things about the city, and again, you make them feel good about where we are, but yet getting the job done. So that, again, we talk about safety, we talk about the infrastructure, we talk about all the different things, but the mayor's job is the one that people see up front.
What steps would you take to enhance the relationship between the county and the school district?
Well, currently we have the 3 county commissioners, and we will be changing one of those later this year. But the role, I think, between the 2 bodies is to try and work together. There are a lot of things that the county does, the city does on their own, but then there are a lot of things that can be done together so that we enhance both the county and the city. The city is inside the county, so again, they have some jurisdiction within the county, within the city itself, but it makes sense that we all communicate on a regular basis, that we're heading in the same direction, that there are things we can help them with, that there are things that they can help us with.
A lot of people point to, the public school and the school district in town as the reason for the declining population and things like that. Whether that's true or not, who knows? Right. But what would you do as mayor to encourage kind of the transformation and the improvement in the school district? Again,
a lot of change taking place. If we talk about everything going on right now, there are so many things changing in the community. And I think that's part of the reason the role of mayor going forward is going to be so important. When you talk about the school district itself, it is a key part of whether we bring business here, whether we have a strong community. It's part of our tax base. It's part of everything that functions within the city. So the interaction between the school board and the city council is extremely important. I think it's important that the city work with the school board to enhance some of the things that they're trying to do. One of the key areas that come up over and over again is sidewalks around the schools. And again, talking about what can we do to solve the problem of the sidewalks around schools, that would be something that the city and the school board can work together to resolve.
The population, I just mentioned it, dropped 5,000 in the last 10 years. What would you do as mayor to grow the population in the next 10?
There are a couple of things that we can do to grow the population. First of all, create jobs that are keeping people here. One of the things you hear over and over again are people moving away after they go to college or the lack of what they consider good jobs. So I think trying to draw new companies, new people here, and it's also to support the companies that are already here. We have a couple of very large companies that are doing some major expansions. We've got a number of startup companies. We've got a number of small companies that want to grow. So it's good for the city, it's good for the people if we work and become more observant of what they're needing and work with them. I think bringing people here, working with the school district, creating jobs, and giving them a safe community to live in are what's really important all the way around.
Yeah, you just kind of touched on it, the younger generation. What needs to be done to keep them here in town and not move out?
Well, again, it's a number of different jobs that can be created is one thing. One of the conversations that I've had while I've gone around that has been very interesting, we have a a younger population that has moved downtown. And that, like the American Electric Lofts, the building was redone, and a lot of young professionals are moving into that because they like the city atmosphere. We announced yesterday that we're going to have the renovation of the hotel downtown, doing things that bring in offer the younger population things to do. Because again, if you look at what St. Joe has, we have all of our amenities, and yet we're still close enough to the big city that you can go there if you want to, but you can still have the nice atmosphere that we have in St. Joe.
How would you improve kind of the lifestyle of St. Joseph as far as, amenities and things like that?
Well, and again, you look at some of the restaurants that are coming, you look at some of the small businesses supporting that. I talk a lot about eliminating the red tape. Well, if you work with people as they're trying to create a new, their dream, let me put it that way. A lot of the entrepreneurs, a lot of the people have dreams of their own of what they want to do. Let us be a help to that. Let us be a support to that, and work with those people to help them grow and show that we are a user-friendly city.
As mayor, how would you support the city departments and their respective directors?
Well, that's the job of the city manager. I think the role of the council and the mayor is to support the city manager in his job. I think one of the issues we have to make sure of is not having hidden agendas where everybody's going in trying to do their own thing. These people are in those roles on purpose, and I think with guidance from the city manager as to how to do that, if the city council or if myself, any of those people, were to have issues with any of those people, it should be done through the city manager and the city manager form of government. The people need to communicate that so that we know what's going on, and then work together to resolve and build a trust with both sides going forward.
It seems to be that there's a lot of residents in town who have, a poor impression of the town they live in. How would you increase that pride among residents?
Well, again, we talk about South Side, North Side. We talk about the inner fighting per se. It's not necessarily a fight, or it doesn't have to be a fight. We can still have South Side pride. You can have North Side pride, but it should be St. Joe pride. There are a number of things that I'd like to see happen, and I'd like to work with different entities to make it happen. I'd love to see St. Joe get behind Missouri Western, similar to what Maryville is behind Northwest. I would like to see, our people supporting, whether it be Benton and what Benton's done this year in sports, or Lafayette, what they've done in sports this year. And you've got all the different ones, but it's St. Joe pride. You don't have to say, I just believe in one area. You believe in the city and bring that together. So it's bringing the different groups together that makes the difference.
How would you inspire, residents to take on leadership roles, whether it's, boards or commissions or simply volunteer work out in the community?
A lot of people ask me why I'm running for mayor. I'm running for mayor because I believe in St. Joe. And I believe that there's a core group of people that really strongly believe in St. Joe, but they always have felt like it's not my place to help. Well, it's all of our place. And if I can portray that, or if others can portray that, I think it's extremely important because every little bit helps in the city. One of the things that I talk about a lot, my father was not an original St. Joe person, but my father had St. Joe pride. And wherever he went in the world, and he traveled a lot, he talked about St. Joe, and he'd bring it back to St. Joe. And I think that's what all of us have to do, because if we get a positive attitude, if we continue to work at it, then we're going to have the pride back that St. Joe had when I was a young kid. And because all you got to do is believe and work together, and we can make it work.
Just my last question here. We've touched on a lot, but what's the one best investment the city can make in its residents?
People. It's all about people. Everything we do is about people. Whether you listen to the people, whether you support the people. I've talked to many different groups that they have their own little issues that are there, and they're very real to them. and they may not be to the guy next door, but if you hear everybody's and we work together, then communication and people and just follow through. One of the other big things that you hear is, well, I talked to so-and-so and nothing happened. Well, follow through, communication, and transparency.
That's all I got. Is there anything else?
No, that sounds good.